everything you do, say, your advertising, public relations, everything is spun to this thing. Now, just keep hammering it over and over. You got to hammer that brand position. It's all about consistency, which is this, and frequency. Every penny you spend on marketing, it takes money to get that message out there, and every penny you spend on it should go toward sending a clear and consistent message. Frank Perdue pioneered, and he did that by coming up with, his core expectation was that always fresh. So he came on and he kept saying, it's fresh, not frozen. It's fresh, not frozen. Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with frozen chicken, but there's this perception that there's something wrong with it. So your rational drivers here is, this is what gives you the hunger, price. This is what your basic needs and help make basic needs. But your emotional drivers is because it's fresh, unless you're a vegetarian, fresh is good because it's healthy. People feel like it's a safe choice. There's a perception, there's a feeling that it tastes better. There's a lot of bad advertising out there that don't. There's a lot of money being spent on large ad campaigns and commercial communication campaigns that just they don't do these simple things to develop the brand. They jump right over it. And sometimes it goes, creative has a strong place because you have to have good creative to pay off a strong brand. And you can adjust communication different for your different target markets, but at the core of it, it's still, Volvo would still be saying safety if no matter who they're marketing to, they just may market it different to Americans than they do Europeans, or different to 20-something-year-olds than they do 50-year-olds, but still underlying is safety. If you've gone through a branding process, that's the whole point of the branding process, is to communicate it. And if you then get to where you're doing public relations and advertising and everything, and you're not hitting that point, then you've wasted that effort. And but so the key thing with that creative is you got to get their attention, and you just got to pound that point over and over and over again. That this is what we're doing, and it's got to be compelling. It has to have a little bit of creativity behind it. So there's the research and scientific half, as I showed in that one slide, which is discovering your brand, which is a lot more theory and more research, and then there's the creative half, which brings that to life and gets people's attention. Because you see too many times creative for creative's sake. Well, that's interesting, and isn't that funny? It seems like Madison Avenue has lost its way a little bit on branding.